Hello, I'm Zhao Youbin. I'm very happy to see you again. It is the fifth class of 37 form series of lectures today. The main topic for me to explain will be basic requirements for leg techniques. The step techniques or stance techniques include bow stance, backward stance, empty stance, horse riding stance, single leg stance, crouching stance, etc. All the above belong to basic leg techniques. Besides hand techniques, leg techniques are important basic movements for practicing Tai Chi Chuan well. I will explain its essentials in different classes. In previous lessons, we have already learned something about bow stance, front bow stance, side bow stance, and empty stance. Now, let's start with bow stance and front bow stance. But before introducing leg techniques, I will say something about how to practice Tai Chi Chuan well. Firstly, eliminate distraction and keep calm in your heart and mind. Secondly, relax all parts of your body. These 2 points are very important. Tai Chi Chuan is based on nature, so all techniques of hands, eyes, body, and stance must all conform to natural laws of human motion. Especially for beginners, try to avoid exaggerated movements and too low postures. Never show off. We practice Tai Chi Chuan just like taking a calm, silent, and relaxed walk. When stepping out, don't intentionally take a large step, just stay natural. When forming a bow stance, don't intentionally have the body too low, just relax the whole body and practice Tai Chi Chuan naturally. That's okay. In time, you will be more and more familiar with the form, then the Tai Chi frame and postures will naturally be formed. This is the correct mentality and psychology for learning Tai Chi Chuan. For the beginner, everything must be natural. Never go after large steps or low postures. Never go for looks. This is our basic mentality and psychology. I would like to emphasize the basic requirements for bow stance, which Zhao Liang already explained in his lecture. As for bow stance, the body must face straight ahead. What is the width between both feet? In the form preparation, the width of the feet is the same as that of the shoulders. This is called kai bu, feet apart. Let's take this as the standard for the entire form. Now, for example, leg bow stance. Swing the right toe 45 degrees to the right and step up straight forward with the left foot. Now, the width should be okay. In both brushing knee and twist step and parting the horse's mane, we have front bow stance, and we use the above method to get correct width. Never put feet on a straight line, which will cause instability of lower part of the body. Of course, there is exception for the width of your stance. For example, in the form single whip, the width is relatively narrow. So, for a correct front bow stance, we start with kai bu, feet apart. Just swing the back tiptoe rightward and step forward with the left foot. Then we get the proper width. Never have the feet on a straight line or much wider than normal, with exception of oblique step. As for the angle of 2 feet, generally the back foot is at 45 degrees, but it is not an absolute requirement. It is allowed that it is a little inward or a little outward. But the front foot must be pointing dead ahead. It is not allowed that you swing the tip of the toe even a little outward. That would dissipate the power, the force. We would rather rotate it a little inward than swing it outward. We may rotate the foot inward to about 10 degrees, but not oblique like this way. That would be side bow stance. So, for a front bow stance, be sure to have the tip of the toe forward. Try to avoid turning the toe outward. The bow stance like this is wrong. The front foot must be straight ahead, and the back foot must be around 45 degrees. The front foot and the back foot form an angle of less than 90 degrees. This is the correct stance shape and width of the front bow stance. As for the length of the stride, I have told you not to go after large steps. You should step up as far as you can. The second one to note is the leg and the knee. For bow stance, if the stance shape is okay, please attention to the knee. From front view, the leg must not be inward, and the knee should be facing to the tip of the toe, or even more outward so as to get increased stability. From the side view, for a correct front bow stance, the position of the left knee should be between the tip of the toe and root of big toe, or even more, perpendicular to the heel. This is an effective and comfortable range for a front bow stance. But it is not good if the knee is over the tip of the toe, because the force would be shifted forward. For example, in the front brushing knee in twist step, the knee must be here, but now it is over. The weight is shifted forward. The result is that the force of front leg and back foot would be weakened. The force feeding between two legs would be weakened. So, the force for the pushing palm would be reduced. From side view, it is allowed that the knee is vertical to the heel, or at the most reaches the tip of the big toe. Never over the tip toe. This is very important. If the knee goes over the tiptoe for a long time when practicing Tai Chi Chuan, the knee joint would be more stressed and very possible would suffer sports injury. For a front bow stance, the back leg should be extended. But to what extent is the back leg extended? We say it must not be too straight or too bent. Too bent means not enough power. The force of palm pushing relies on the knee joint of the back leg. The knee joint must be extended for releasing power upwards and downwards, and at the same time stretch out the palm. All depends on the power exerted by the back leg. If the back leg is too bent, too soft, we cannot obtain enough penetrating force. We should try to extend it, but extending it does not mean straining it too much. The leg too much strained makes it like a rigid stick without any curve. Then the force is cut off. It will be stiff, not alive. It is not allowed. Then, how should we correctly extend the leg? We must try to find out the sensation of movement and the correct feeling of power. Firstly, extend the back leg and push it back. Now, relax all muscles of the hip and the knee joints. That's okay. This is just like stretching the arm. Firstly, we stretch the arm out. Then we relax it. The result is that the tension is removed and a natural curve is formed. So, you see, it is the same for the leg. The leg cannot be bent, which reduces power. It cannot be too straight, which makes the leg rigid. What is the right degree of curvature? Just extend the leg and relax the joints of the hip and the knee, removing the tension and keeping alive the force inside the leg. The above is the leg shape and fixed posture in static state. This bow step is a fixed form. The side view is also a fixed form, a form for leg technique. As for the foot and the leg, what are the key points that we shall master? Firstly, the force must start from the feet. In Tai Chi Chuan practice, we say, the force is rooted in your feet, powered by your legs, that is, knees, controlled by your waist, and finally expressed through the fingers and the palms. That is, the power starts from your feet to your legs, and then onward to your waist. Everything should be coordinated and integrated like one unit. Just like when you press the power button, the light comes on. It is integral. We should feel its layers, its transmission, and its force. During our practicing Tai Chi Chuan, we should have sports thinking, which produces a kind of perception on your own motion. We call it sense movement. I told you in former lessons, to form a bow stance, at the beginning, generally the weight is at the back leg. But when you step up, the force goes forward from the foot. First, the sole of foot must have enough power, enough force of pushing back for transmission. You must feel movement of the force. It is not floating. We should feel power, a force produced from the foot. It is just like the start of a race. The runner bends his knees and squats, places his back foot on the pedal. An instantaneous power is sent out by the knee joint and the sole of the foot. For example, a bow stance in the form brushing knee in twist step. We must think and feel that the back foot gives pressure to the earth and transmits the power. This is one point. Second, the knee joint has both an upward and downward power. It is elastic. just like an arrow on the bow string. We subconsciously extend the bent knee joint to release a force to shoot the arrow. We should have such a feeling of movement. The movement depends on the opening and closing of the knee joint. When we are forming a bow stance, besides the change of the force feeling of the foot, there are also changes of the knee joint from bending into extending, which produces one downward force and one upward force, providing force to spread the body forward. When we practice slowly, we should try to feel changes of such force and changes of opening and closing. When we spread the leg from its bending state, it must have a narrow shooting force. Next, we will see the active movement. It is not right that the leg is floating forward. And where is its released force now? Of course, it reaches to your hand. Forgetting such result, the front leg must be powerful. The front leg must catch the force released by the back leg. What would happen if the force of the back leg is not caught? The back leg springs up and the front knee joint by itself bows and protrudes out, distracting the power. The power is floating. When we are making a bow stance, the force surely comes from the back leg, then through the hips, the crotch between the hips, then onto the front leg. The front leg must catch the force, and the front hip must be relaxed at the same time. The knee joint, the foot, and the tailbone form a relatively stable triangle. This triangle, knee joint, only at this angle the front leg may catch the force transmitted by the back leg. If it is here, the force of the back leg would be distracted. If you still need to step up, you should bend your leg more for the next forward step. Now, after a fixed posture, you need to practice next brushing knee into a step. You may move your knee joint forward furthermore. During the process of changes of advancing and retreating, we should also clearly feel changes of solidness and emptiness. For a correct bow stance movement, the hip must be relaxed and the knee joint must not be over the tiptoe. Then the front leg is able to stably catch the force from the back leg. Then the force is transmitted to the arm by the waist and hips. The function of the back leg is for pushing off, and the front leg is for bracing. This is a concept. Another important concept is that we walk with two legs, and that advancing and retreating depend on two legs. It is the crotch between the hips that coordinates and adjusts solidness and emptiness, and changes of the legs. For example, when we push off the back leg, the front leg must be powerful for bracing. There is a distance between two legs, just like a bridge. The crotch integrates power, solidness, and emptiness of the legs. With movement of the crotch, the weight is gradually moving forward, and the bow stance is little by little being formed. Meanwhile, the crotch is being opened. Thus, both legs are powerful. At this point, 70% of weight is on the front leg. Here, 50-50. Now, more forward, the front leg has 70% of the force. In terms of distance, 70% of crouch force moves forward from the back leg. At such a ratio, the crouch force is able to adjust and integrate the force of the legs. It is just like a bridge supported on both piers. The piers are the legs of the bridge. So, for forming a bow stance, we must feel that the force of the back leg is exerted by the foot and that we try to brace the front leg and meanwhile spread the knee joint. The front leg must be stable to catch the force from the back leg. This is the complete process for the bow stance movement. Solidness and emptiness of the legs is very clear and the legs are powerful. So, as beginners, when we start to practice stepping forward and bowing step, bow stance, we should pay attention to the coordination and integration of our foot power, knee joint movement, and hip joints as well. It is important that we understand the changes of the leg force. There are still other changes for leg techniques. That is all for the bow stance today. Next class we will explain some movement skills concerning empty stance, retreating stance, and side stance. That's all for today. Thank you very much.
右手变掌，侧肘向右斜方展开，左手向前伸，两手要远，同时抬左脚。第二，侧左脚，右手落于耳旁，左手仍在前方，先以脚掌落地，然后三，脚跟为地收，重心渐渐后移，左手带回，右手前推，同时摆左脚摆正，倒撵后。看一下相反的动作，倒撵后，注意手起脚起，上下相随，迈步似猫形，轻轻落地，渐渐后移重心，眼向前视，左手在腰际，掌心朝上，五指朝前，眼神随右手向前看。左手继续向左后方展出，两手原抱，展开，提右腿，然后右腿向后撤步，左手收至耳旁，右手掌心朝左。二，重心后移，右手平带，左手经胸前向按，同时抬左腿。三，屈膝下蹲，折身，由腰推肘，走推腕，向前下擦下去。左虚步，脚跟要虚，脚掌落地。再来一遍。 海底针。左手展开，背部要圆，动作要连贯，速度要均匀，手脚要协调。注意折身下去，不要弓背，不要弯背，屈曲下坐，坐稳，眼随手方向向前看。右背内旋，左手负腕，身体长起，重心后移，起左脚向前迈出一步，然后左手前推，右手微向后拉开，左手高于肩起，右手掌心朝外，与太阳学起。左腿重心不变，脚尖内扣，两手顺时针抱球，同时抬右腿向右后方撤出，先以脚跟落地，然后重心不变，摆脚尖朝外，成八字步，然后随弓步两手前后分开，同时左脚尖内扣。再来一遍，斜飞式，扣脚，两臂圆转，抬右腿，撤步，然后开胯，然后弓步，两手分开，右手与右脚齐，左手下踩，注意左手肘不要屈，不要过背，要顺圆。
This time, we still stay with the 37th style of Yang's 太极拳. Last lesson, we learned the first under the elbow is a big turning movement after holding tight back to the mountain. Forearm rollings on both sides follows the fist under elbow is a backward walking action, just like brush knee and twister. It's also a continuous back stirrup. It's also a left and right movement. They are symmetrical. In 37 style, it's only 1.5. Forearm rollings on both sides follows fist under elbow. after first one, the second one, taking half a step away, turns into the needle at the bottom. However, in the traditional 8-5 style, we can do it for 3 or 5. In the demonstration just now, I have done 3. Brush knee and twister in the previous lesson, we know is an at-one step with bow stance. The purpose is to practice stability of 太极拳. Stability here doesn't mean that moving forward at constant speed is okay. Instead, keep your head, shoulders, and hips moving in parallel when moving forward. It's not now to change from vertical to real. Let's go over brush knee twister. 1. Swing the foot. 2. Turn the wrist and lift the knee. During lifting, keep wrist and cross stable. Not standing up. Kneel down or lean back to one side. Unbalanced shoulders and top of head just because of lifting leg. Practicing the stability of the body and keep the head, shoulder, and hip moving in parallel. Keep moving forward. Practice continuous strength of 太极拳 with thoroughly turning of leg and feet. In both stances of this action, push the back leg and front hand with strength from the foot to the palm. Pass through neck, waist, hip, shoulder, elbow, and hand. 到两喉 is opposite of 搂膝拗步. It's to lift the knee and then pull the leg back. Transfer the power from the front leg to the back one, until to hand through the waist and legs. It takes step backward as forward. The direction of transmitting power is opposite to 搂膝拗步, but its function is the same. While step backward, keep head, shoulders, and hips flat, just like 搂膝拗步. First demonstration in the normal direction. 1. Left palm upward, while right hook into palm. 2. With the gravity backward, turn body to right. Turn right hand backward, and lift to shoulder level. Eyes on the right hand, lift knee. 3. Bend your right elbow, stir back. Left forefoot touches ground. 4. Heel length, right leg pushes. Move the gravity back. Turn body to left, while push right hand forward from the air and take left hand back to a left crouch. Look again in another side. The first move, turn left palm upward, turn right hook into palm. At the same time, relax the left foot and put foot on the ground. The second move, the gravity backward, spread right hand, lift the left leg, eyes on the right hand. The third, bend the right elbow, stir backward, left forefoot on the ground slightly and can still lift. Then put the foot down, drive right nerve. Turn left, shift the gravity backward, push your right hand forward, and draw the left hand to the left hip with the palm faces up and look ahead. This is side view. We'll have back view again. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 actions. This is left step backward. Taking the next action, right step backward is in the same way. First, turn the front palm upward. Second, sit back, turn left, lift the right leg, spread the left hand flat to the shoulder level and eyes on the left hand. Third, bend the left elbow, step back with right foot. Front foot touches the ground lightly, weight backward. Withdraw the right hand and push the left hand forward. Buckle the tip of the left foot inward. Strengthen and face the front. Next is the same. 1. Open arm, lift hand. 2. Bend elbow, step back. 3. Sit back and push your palm. Turning around and do it again. 1. Right palm upward, left hand spread, lift knee, step back, bend your elbows, sit back and push your palm. Keep working like this. Pay attention to the following tips in this action. When hand spread, don't stretch your hands forward when turning, whether the left hand is in front or the right hand is in front. When turning the hand, keep the elbow bent and heavy, and the back side of the hand means downward pressure. Second, round opening the lower hand. Don't up the shoulder, whether changes from feet on the elbow or rolling arms on both sides. Back the elbow, spread shoulder, the fingers unfold, and 2 palms of 2 hands turned inward, as if holding a big ball. Front hand is right hard. The angle between the back hand and the front hand is slightly more than 19 degrees. Don't overextend or turning wrist too much. A little more than 19 degrees enough. Next, arms bent while taking the elbow back. Keep the armpit round. Don't curl the upper arm downward to make the space of the armpit smaller. Keep your armpits enough space, the same as low she elbow. The palm faces the ears. The hand pushes forward from the ear side. Sink shoulder, drop the elbow. Sit wrist, 虎口 faces your shoulder socket. When the front hand moves backward, use your elbow to bring the front hand back. Press lower hands back, downward with sinking force. After step back, the back elbow cannot exceed your back. That's all about hands. On the ground, This sitting stirrup. As for the gravity, 0.7 in back, 0.3 in front. When gravity is sitting on the right leg, for lifting the left leg, rotate your body towards the solid leg. Your hips tucked in and wrist bent. Relax your front leg enough. Lift the neck directly from the ground by bending knees and waist. Try not to lift your feet up again or pull your feet back up again. The upper body also be like sitting on the stool as much as possible and keep upright. Do not lean back because of leg lifting. As for step back, when you lift your necks to take a step back, pay attention to that. After taking a step back, don't twist your necks together. Second, not too wide. Cross wide stirrup. When sitting, if the space between left and right is too big, the power scattering. Lift your knees, open your hips, pull your feet back and back diagonally. Drop your feet on the ground, and then lower your heels. The distance between 2 feet after stepping back and landing should be well controlled. Another thing here, when doing this posture, your toes point ahead. Lift your knees and stir back. Pay attention to the front foot, which is just the back foot. Toes outward. Sit the gravity back. Tiptoes straight ahead with the butt turning to the left. Finally, form the posture. Take the heel at the axis. Put the tiptoe right. That's all of this movement. In the practice, 搂膝奥步 and 倒脸猴 can often be put together as a basic skill or footwork of 太极拳. Practice more for stability of the forward and backward to build up the waist and legs. Light and flexible stirrups. Like cat walking smoothly and softly, like the flowing water of the Yangtze River. Compare these two movements, you will find that they are very similar. Take the right hand as example. Spread the right hand out. Bend elbow back. Move the leg forward. Bow stance. Push palm, which is 搂膝奥步. Open your hand, bend your elbows, stir back, sit back, and push forward. That is 倒脸猴. They are almost the same. Practice them together. For example, 搂膝奥步. Keep walking forward, sitting back. 倒脸猴. Step back. Practice continuously and repeatedly. This is a very good way to improve the basic level of 太极拳 for beginners. In 37 style, don't do so much, just one enough. Next action, hand open, knee lift. half step back, get the next section, needle at C button. It's a footwork of continuous backward with several sitting steps. There are two body methods, about forward and backward, which can be used as contrast and reference while practicing. Next act, needle at the C button follows 到两喉 is a little vivid. Bow down, insert one hand forward, like a needle, and probe downward. We need to focus on is connection way from 到两喉 to 海底针. After the first rolling forearm, if keep doing, turn the front palm upward, move weight backward, turn waist and lift knees, and spread left hand out. Special attention here. If keep doing, taking the left step backward while bending the left hand back. The right foot takes half step backward. And left elbow bend back with palm face the ground. Put the insert and brush knee aside. Let's see how it changed. Palm upward, hand unfold. Bend left elbow with step backward. That is the same. But here, right foot only take half step back. The left hand covers down from the chest. At the same time, bends the right elbow. Rotate arm. The palm faces left. Pull the left hand back to your right chest. Right hand is in front of right shoulder and lift neck. Go in this way. Now, front view. Rolling forearm on both sides, half down. Take half step. Cover the left hand and bend the right elbow back. From here on, step back. Right hand turning, left hand spread, and lift knee. That's the same. Half step back, cover the left hand, bend the right elbow back, lift the neck, and then drop the foot. Now take back view. Half step backward. Shift the weight to the right, turn right, and lift left knee. Up it. Drop forefoot, and then brush knee downward. This is a joint change from 到两喉 to 海底针. Bend left elbow, not to the ear side, but to the chest. Front palm turn to the nerves. Raise the thumb. Put right hand back flatly by loosening the shoulder, dropping the elbow, loosening the wrist, with the 5 fingers always point forward, and the little finger side downward with the meaning of cutting. Now let's come to needle at C button. Lean forward and thrusting right hand forward and downward. This action is different from the ones we learned before. This is the first act to lean forward and look down. One more thing. Do you pay attention to this learn? Also sit here and take half step forward after front foot falls. This is the ambistep we learned before in 手挥琵琶. Learn with your heels.
海底针 is also an ambistep. The front foot should give the body a support to maintain stability because of bending downward. First, the forefoot landing is a good support for the body. Second, on the basis of support, the front leg will not become stiff. And front foot landing can make the knee joint, ankle joint, and hip joint more relaxing. The bending down of the body is elastic and changeable. That is the difference between 海底针 and 手挥琵琶. All are for technical purpose and power structure. In the normal direction, there must be support when you lean down. So you need to gently stick the front foot to the ground and put it on the ground, also landing slightly, and can be lifted at early time without weight. When turning to the left, pull back the crotch, lean forward, keep your back smooth, and don't bend your back. Rolling your left hand back while turning, like the white cream spreads its wings and the palm sunk. Stop at your left knee. While leaning down, relax your right hand and your fingers obliquely down naturally. This is front demonstration. Now let's turn around and have a look. 1. Land the left foot. 2. Draw an arc with left hand around the knee till stop at your left knee. Right hand leans forward as body turns and is turned diagonally downward. The angle between the arm and the ground is 45 degrees. Sit with the left palm. When bending down, not only your back should be smooth, but also your neck shouldn't be bent. The whole top should pass through like a hunch, with your hips rolled in and your back pulled up. Make your body lean down and forward, and you're all the way backward. One forward, the other backward, to keep your body stable and the gravity not too much forward. Demonstrate it from the back. The key to this movement is to keep your back smooth, also the neck look hurt and down naturally as you lean forward. That's the point. The second, when you lean forward, transfer your weight forward about turn to 30%. The same as other ambisteps. But when you press forward, you should pull your crotch and waist back, so we can keep the body stable and the front hand to press and insert. All above is explanation of 海底针. Next, we have another new action. A 12th, 闪通背. Flash the arms follows 海底针. 海底针 needs to bend down, but 闪通背 to hang up. Stand up, step forward, and punch. The shoulders open and hands pass through, just like opening traditional Chinese fan. 闪通背 is a simple action. It is a forward lunge, while pushing the palm forward, that is, bow stance and punch. The back hand holds the wrist. Meanwhile, the front hand pushes. We call it 闪通背, which is the little symbol. Let's look at elder first. First move. Move upward. Turn right. Take right hip in rotated body to the right and stand upright. Pull the right elbow back. Open the armpit. Rotate the arm. Now the first move. Palm facing down to the right chest level. Left hand aims at right wrist. At same time, the body turns to the right, till to the upright form. The second move. Keep moving gravity back, turning to the right, lifting the right hand. Left hand aims at the right wrist and means to follow. Two hands up to the right forehead level. Lift your left nerve. Step forward. Heel falls first. Then bow stance. Drop the left elbow. Sink the wrist up palm and push forward while pushing your right hand back, one in the front, the other behind, forming an open posture. That's a right view. Now next, the viewing from side. 1. Lift up. Put your hands together on your right chest. 2. Keep weight backward. Turn right with lifting legs. 3. Stroke forward. The heel lands. 4. Lunges with sitting left palm. Drop elbow and sit wrist. Then push out. Shoulders outward. Elbow pulled back. Your right hand back to the right ear side. Left hand pushes down. Two finger points to the front. And fingertip is same level as your brow to the nose tip to the front. From back, here is the basic practice. Now pay more attention to the following tips. Body shape. 海底针 turn wrist to the left. Keep body flat. That is, the body faces front. 闪通背 get up with right turning to the right side. Then keep turning your waist and lift your knees sideways. Also the body. If you take a look at the camera, you will find that you can see little about their side. Remember to step sideways, not turning around while stepping up. Note when stepping forward in lunge. Just forming lunge, Avoid turning your waist while lunging, and finally return your almost to straight ahead. Now 散通背 turns your body to the right. Turn right again. Step sideways. Lunge forward. Push your palms sideways. Open your shoulders and elbows. Push your hands forward to match your right hand. Spread crouch to the left and right. Head upright. The whole waist and tailbone relaxed. Hands part way to both sides and have a round back. 2. 虎口 match. The right 虎口 is on the right ear side. Left hand in front of the nose. It's very similar to the single whip. Single whips also pulled back and forth. But the left hand goes out, the right raised backward. 散通背 Elbow with shoulder is pulled out to meet the front hand. The two backs and shoulders must be pulled forward and outward to form a circle, not backward, like the opening thumb, not be folded outward, form a sages and creases shape. No power enough. Now keep in mind, step up sideways, also the hand shape. While getting up, left palm faces left. Rotate the forearm. Palm turns down, then keep lifting up, with arm rotating to the right. The whole palm turns 180 degrees. Rotate entirely, not lift arms up like this. It's not arm rotation. Shoulders and elbows opened, just like pulling something out of the ground with hand. In a rotatory way, twisting it to work. Next, forward. Hand aim at right wrist. On the surface, seems to be and seems not to be. People do it like this, which is wrong. Going out, drop the elbows, sinking the wrist as well. One side of the little finger face front, cutting with a knife or an axe. Show directly. This is basic practice and the main point of 散通背. Next, let's go on the 13th act. 斜飞式 obliquely flying, which follows 散通背. Here it is 1. Turn body to one side. Spread hands out with the body around turning. Like two wings, shaking arms and flying high. When you see this action, maybe think it is also a turning back action. Compared with the previous turning actor like single whip, it turns from the right bolster by buckling the foot inward, and then raises the knee to step up, making a big change in the body. Now we have another turning way, called with dual step. Follow the change of single whip, turning waist, lifting knees, up turning, up knees with the direction you want to step up. Turn around. This is general lunge. This move is with dual step. Looking at it from the right side. 1. Buckle the left foot inward as much as possible. over 19 degrees. Turn hands up and down as holding the board. Lifting right leg. Curl, now turn your wrist. The right foot pull down diagonally and forward. Directly heel length. Now move the gravity halfway to the right. Right foot outward obliquely. Keep broad stance. Continuous turning right. Buckle the right foot. Extend the right hand upward. And press the left hand downward. About less than 45 degrees to the right oblique direction. Now let's take a look again. Focus on hands actions, then withdraw a step. First, back view first. Buckle your feet. Turn hands round. Hold the board. Sit in your hips and lift your knee. Keep point here. Not turn your body when taking the step. Foot hooked heel extend and diagonally, then touches the ground. Then move your weight to the right. Swing your feet out and put your tails diagonally in front. This is front view. There is the angle in the middle, less than 45 degrees. In half gravity, move the gravity continuously. Buckle left foot, turn wrist, wrap hips. Buckle the left foot, and then separate the hands to both sides. That's front view. Slightly to the right. All above is obliquely flying direction. We have learned how to retreat from two directions. Go ahead to explain how to walk with two hands. Follow the 散通背. Take carefully up and down with two hands. Draw a circle as if you are driving. Turn a big steering wheel. With right hand down and left hand up. When up your right foot and leg, curls two hands to the middle. What is principle of crossing? Protect each other. The right hand aims at the left elbow, and the left hand crosses towards the right elbow, which forms a hump holding the board when the back foot turns round. The back be relaxed. As the hand falls outward, the shoulder be relaxed. The elbow be opened. The hand lifted by the fingers upward. Relax whole arm. Not be carried down by the shoulder turnover. Instead, by the fingers with an arc. Draw a circle upward. Lift the knee, bend the elbow, and hold the board. Buckle feet. Lift knees and hold the board up down. Meet your elbows in front of you. After the next back step, for example, your feet have been placed in order. Careful note that no hand will obey the right hand when two hands apart. Turns to the right. The whole arm spread out, guided by your thumb from left to the right, and draws a circle with your hand. The right hand is the same height as your shoulder, and the side of the little finger is on the outside of your right leg. The hand flies up, obliquely. Thumb leads the whole arm to the toes outward. And the fourth point is at the thumb side of the right wrist. The left hand turns right with the body at this position. Press left hand to the left, obliquely. Palm roots thinks and draws an arc outward, near to the left hip slightly away. The 5 fingers point outward obliquely. Now, when the hands spread out, the shoulders must be pulled apart, the back be round, and hand be in a round way. In this position, this action should be driven by the wrist to form 2 arcs. Now I'll do it again at the end. From back view, wrap hips and backward feet, sit down on the hips. Up knees, be careful not to turn your waist. Once turning your waist, it's easy to get big gap. Up knees, step back, shift your weight, swing your foot, and then get long. Wrap your hips, back your left foot slightly onward, and part your hands in a round way. This is practice of obliquely flying. Now in this lesson, we learned 4 actions. Rolling forearm on both sides, needle at C bottom, flash the arms, oblique flying, at the end of course. Now please follow me to practice in normal direction and back direction. Start with the feet on the elbow, rolling forearm on both sides. Needle at C bottom. Flash arms. Oblique flying. Now side view. All above is the demonstration of the 4 movements. Now, so much for today. Thank you.